Okay, ready to dive into something kind of different today. We're tackling health, but not the usual stuff.
Right.
We're going deep on the Love Foundation's take on it all.
Interesting, right?
Yeah, they're all about how self-love can totally transform your well-being.
It is wild how much we compartmentalize health, isn't it?
Totally.
The Love Foundation's like, hold up. What if we just hit the reset button on this whole thing?
Right.
What if self-love was the bedrock?
Yeah, they actually come right out and say, a healthy life starts first and foremost with acceptance and love for self. Bold statement.
It is.
You think they actually believe that, good vibes equal a healthier you?
Well, here's the thing.
Okay.
They argue that when we feel good about ourselves, we make choices that reflect that. It's like our mental state kind of sets the stage for how we treat our physical selves.
So ditching the whole, ugh, I ate that pizza, and being kinder to ourselves instead.
Exactly. They call it tapping into inner wisdom.
Inner wisdom.
Like that space of awareness where our choices come from self-respect, not beating ourselves up.
And they talk about meditation as a way to get there.
Right, but not necessarily like hours on a mountaintop chanting, you know.
Yeah, they're talking about finding those moments of peace in your everyday life.
Exactly.
Like a walk in nature or getting lost in a good book.
It's about finding those things you love.
Or even just actually enjoying that cup of tea.
Totally.
Instead of just, rushing through it.
Those little moments, they can do so much lower stress, better sleep, even just boost your mood.
Right.
And all that. Directly impacts your physical health.
So it's like a full 360 approach to well-being. Not just the food, but our whole mindset.
Exactly. And it gets even more interesting when they start talking about how resilient our bodies actually are.
Okay, hold on. They literally call our bodies profoundly resilient.
Yeah.
I needed to hear that today.
They really do, though. But they talk about how we get in our own way.
So what do they mean by that? How are we sabotaging ourselves?
They think we ignore our body signals all the time.
Oh, okay.
Pushing through exhaustion, numbing out with unhealthy food.
Oh, yeah.
Running on stress 24/7.
Ugh, that sounds familiar.
Right.
So to them, self-love means actually paying attention to those signs and being kind to ourselves.
Exactly.
So it's not about some external picture of health, but listening to what our own bodies are telling us.
Exactly. Even something as simple as a walk, we usually just toss that in the exercise category.
Right.
But it can clear your head and get your blood flowing.
Totally.
The mind-body connection is real.
For sure. And that whole mind-body connection thing, it's front and center when we talk about food, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. And the Love Foundation, they have some really interesting stuff to say about nutrition. They challenge a lot of the common ideas out there.
Okay, yeah. Like what?
So they talk about food having this life force energy.
Okay.
And that it's strongest in, fresh, uncooked fruits and veggies.
Mm-hmm. I can kind of get behind that. I know when I bite into a perfectly ripe peach, it just hits different than, say, a bag of chips.
Exactly.
But they go even further, right? Questioning this whole protein obsession.
Totally. They actually say we might not need as much as we think we do.
Interesting.
And that we can get all the essential amino acids from plants.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah.
But what about all those, where do you get your protein questions vegetarians get?
Right. Well, the Love Foundation, they say some of the strongest animals out there, they're plant-powered. Think about gorillas.
Okay, that's a good point.
They even bring up human breast milk.
What? That it's full of protein?
No, it's actually naturally low in protein.
Wow, I never thought about that.
It's maybe we've been a little misled about this whole protein thing.
Maybe so.
But for them, it always comes back to listening to our bodies.
Okay.
Experimenting, finding what feels right for us, not just blindly following some diet plan.
Yeah, that makes sense. So speaking of experimenting, they also talk about short fasts.
Yeah, they do. As a way to give our bodies a break.
Not like a juice cleanse or something.
No. They suggest just, maybe having only fruit for a day just to kind of hit reset on your digestion.
Interesting. Like a little digestive spring cleaning.
Exactly. They think it can be really good for detoxification, even improving your insulin sensitivity.
Okay, now I'm lost. Insulin sensitivity.
So basically, it's about how well your body processes sugar.
Okay.
And improving that helps keep your blood sugar stable, which is huge for energy levels, and preventing those chronic diseases later on.
So it's like a tune-up for your metabolism, basically.
Exactly.
But they don't stop at just the physical stuff with food.
Right.
Right. They talk about the consciousness we bring to eating.
Oh, yeah. And this is where it gets really cool. They really believe that food grown with love, prepared with love and eaten with love just has a different quality.
Okay, that's kind of a beautiful thought when you think about it.
It is.
It's not just about what we're putting in our mouths, but the entire energy around our meals. It's like we should be treating our food with more respect.
Yeah, well, totally. Yeah, they talk about how, like, throughout history, people had these rituals honoring the animals and plants that nourished them. It was all connected.
And now it's just like fuel, calories in, energy out. That's the extent of it.
Right.
But the Love Foundation is saying, like, hey, there's so much more to it than that.
There really is.
It's not just fuel. It's energy, but it's also that life force. And
connection.
Yes, connection. And even love, like they were saying.
Exactly. And they're not saying there's, like, one right way to eat for everybody either.
Right.
You got to figure out what works for you.
Listen to your own body, your own needs.
Yeah. And they even say that making those changes, especially around food,
It can be tough.
it can bring up resistance, like from yourself and from other people.
Oh, tell me about it. So they're all about approaching it with kindness.
Exactly. Self-compassion, open mind, all of that.
So not some like picture-perfect clean eating thing.
No.
Just a more mindful, loving relationship with food.
Exactly. It's a journey, not a destination, right?
Right.
Every little step towards that awareness, that connection with your body.
And where our food comes from.
Yeah, it all makes a difference.
This whole deep dive has been seriously eye-opening.
It's a different way of looking at it, isn't it?
Totally. The Love Foundation's whole approach to health, it's refreshing. Like, it's not about deprivation or beating yourself up.
It's about self-love.
Yes. Self-love and just appreciating how amazing our bodies are.
They are pretty incredible when you think about it.
So as we wrap this up, I'm curious, what resonated most with you? Like, what's one small step you can take today to bring a little more love and awareness into your own health journey?
It could be anything.
Maybe you swap that sugary snack for a piece of fruit, or you actually taste your next meal instead of just like inhaling it.
Right, those little things add up.
Whatever it is, remember, your body's on your side. And self-love, that's some powerful medicine.